Thank you for spending time with us today. And before we begin the demonstration, let's reflect on a few thoughts and ideas. So the purpose of our demonstration today is to share with New Mexico's Medical Review Commission some ideas that Sandia Medical Records has to improve their process as far as incoming medical records requests that are asked for on a daily basis. With that said, we have some ideas and some thoughts to share with you before we begin walking through the software together. And so here we have at the top, I think something that's pretty important to consider, and that is how many records requests are we in receipt of annually, and what percentage of those is mailed versus faxed. And another key item I think is very important is, does our release authorization expressly allow for faxes? So that's number one. Number two, what are we doing to increase security and create a HIPAA compliant data trail for all incoming requests? Number three, is there room for improvement with turnaround time? When we ask for records, how long does it take those records to get to us? Number four, how is our incoming data logged and indexed? If we're in receipt of thousands of patient records, how are we keeping track of all that? Number five, our requests are technically billable, but we ask medical groups to send them at no cost. Would they appreciate a secure way to submit records with no postage costs? Number six, how much time would be saved by our staff in not having to open incoming mailed records and sift through paper? And would it be nice to pull up records on a patient with just a few clicks? So let's consider for a moment that New Mexico's Medical Review Commission has record upload functionality similar to that of the Department of Disability. So what that essentially means is the medical records that you ask for of all the various medical groups throughout the state of New Mexico will now have the ability, instead of faxing or mailing records to you, they'll have the ability to go onto your website, log in, and directly upload the records to you through a secure portal. So let's see what that would look like. Here we are on your website, and very similar to the login that you have at the top of the screen, you would also have a login for the records upload, and we click on that. And as you see, once we click on the login, we are prompted for our username and password. So before we enter into the software, let's consider for a moment what this process would look like. So New Mexico's Medical Review Commission needs records on a patient, and they submit a copy of a request letter, an executed release authorization to a medical provider asking for records on a patient. That medical provider is then in receipt of this release authorization, and you'll notice right here in the middle of the body of this document, you have instructions for how to upload the records directly to NMMS. So here we have, it says upload the records image postage free to our secure portal at your website and enter the secure password and ID. This functionality is almost identical to groups like New Mexico's Department of Disability or big document retrieval companies such as your MediConnects of the world. So if we just recap the process, New Mexico Medical Review Commission has sent a request for medical records to a medical group here in New Mexico, and the medical group has reviewed the release authorization, has been given their username and password and the instructions on how to log in, and they log into the software, and this is what they see. And as you can see here from the screen, this software, it's pretty easy on the eyes. It's very difficult to get lost in this in any way. Very, very simple. And from here, will show you an example of what would happen when the medical provider sends records to you. The first thing they'll do is click on Open Request. And this is what the medical provider will see. This top box here has the patient information, and right down here is the requester information, the requester being New Mexico Medical Review Commission. So what they'll do, as opposed to typing this information on a label that they'd have to put onto an envelope or writing it by hand, the only thing that they'll have to do is type in the patient's first name, last name, birth date, whether all the information being requested is within a specific date range or if it's everything, any particular comments that they'd like to add, and the dates that they were in receipt of your request, and then this will automatically populate the records processed field for the dates it was sent to you. And then down here, they'll simply type in the requester, which is, again, New Mexico Medical Review Commission. They'll only ever have to type this in once, and then from that point forward, it auto-populates. And then we go to the bottom and click Next. And then the only step left is to actually physically attach the records. So the client would, from here, click on Browse, and then highlight the record, generally in the form of a PDF, and then hit Upload, and then the process is complete. So the medical provider has just submitted records to us. So what will that look like on our end? Here in front of you, you see a HIPAA-compliant data trail of all the incoming medical records that have been sent to your facility. Each one of these line items can be clicked into individually to get the specifics of the request as well as the records themselves. For the sake of this demonstration, patient names and comments have been removed. But here you can get a pretty good sense of what this will look like. So essentially, to sum up the demonstration today, all of the various medical groups within the state that you need to get records from will have a secure portal to upload the records to you directly, and then you in turn will be able to be in receipt of them. You can eliminate incoming mail and the staff processes involved in having to open and sort through all that mail, as well as all the incoming faxes. And you will be able to go in here and have a very clean method at your disposal to not only come up with indexed HIPAA compliant data, but to get everything you need. I hope this provides you with a good sense of our process, and we look forward to sharing more with you. Thank you.